Hi, hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm going to start sharing my screen with you guys. Let me know once you can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, all good.
All good. All right. Thank you very much, organizers for IDP, as well as all the listeners. I'm going to talk about Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science program that we have at the Griffith University. Can I remove the video? Because let me try. All right, I'll just go with that. So I don't know if I can actually make it interactive or not, but I was just wondering how many of you actually know what the medical laboratory scientists do. And I have a feeling majority of you would now know, with all the COVID testing and everything, what we as medical laboratory scientists do. So I'm going to talk about a program, Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, which is a 4-year program at Griffith University on Gold Coast campus in Australia. I'm going to talk about what is this program, why our program, and after talking about the program and its outcomes, I'm going to take you through a little bit about the program structure, and then of course, we'll have the question time if anybody has any questions. And of course, I'm also happy to take any messages later on. So this Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science program, we actually started it about 11, 12 years ago. And so far, every single graduate of this program has done pretty well. So these are some of the latest classes, the graduates that have come out. And what I would like to say here, first thing is that every single one of, and these are not the whole classes, every single graduate at the university already has a job very soon after they graduate. Important thing about this program is it has got 2 accreditations. One of them is Australian Institute of Medical Scientists. So Australian Institute of Medical and Clinical Scientists, this is a professional body. It's the only professional body which credits the educational programs in the Australia and whole Australia. And this is also a body which recognizes or looks at the overseas qualifications and assesses their equality with them, with us. So we, besides Australian Institute, besides getting the Australian accreditation, recognition in Australia, we are also credited by IBMS, which is Institute of Biomedical Sciences in United Kingdom. Now, biomedical sciences in United Kingdom gives us that extra bit. It allows us or our graduates to go and work anywhere. It's an international accreditation, and students after graduating with this degree can go and work in UK or other Commonwealth countries without sitting the or registration exams in those countries. So, and we have had this 2 accreditations right from the beginning, ever since we started the program. Another thing why I'm talking about this program is within Australia, we are the only program which has international accreditation. And besides that, we have got exceptional graduate employment. Every single student, and many of them, and as I mentioned here, about 70 to 75% get employed even prior to graduation. So a month or 2 before the graduation, once they have finished their final exams, their results are already out, graduation is not yet done, but they go through the employment and majority of them get jobs. Within 2 to 3 months after graduation, 100% record we have so far that every single graduate either gets a job or they go into the research, into higher degree by research. And this is not going to go away, especially, I think it's all over the world globally, but especially within Australia, it's not going to go away because of the current COVID challenges. We even had our 3rd year and 4th year students employed by the industry because they are ready for the jobs. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. All I'm trying to say here is this demand, at least within Australia, actually in other countries also, this demand for the laboratory scientists is going to keep on increasing. So where do our graduates work? If you happen to join, if you want to come and join us, these are the different areas throughout the world where you can work. You can work in majority of them. Of course, 80% will work in hospital or clinical laboratories where we do the testing, whether it is blood testing or it may be other body tissue testing. We diagnose, we help doctors diagnose the patient. About 70% medical diagnoses are based on the laboratory testing. Our students or our graduates also work in veterinary pathologies, and in Gold Coast, we've got quite a few of them. They work in fertility clinics, cytogenetics, and not our program doesn't prepare directly students for forensic, but the courses that they complete, the degree program that they complete, they can work for Queensland Police or other forensic pathologies with a little bit of extra support. They work for the Army Corps. They also can go into the research later on. And most importantly, we do have graduates who actually go out and work for Doctors Without Borders, medicines. These are just the Australian salaries at this stage. On average, about 3 to 5 years after graduating, the people will get 80,000 plus salary, and they get additional money for working on the weekends and the shifts. The new graduates, as soon as they finish graduation, immediately they start at a rate of about 65,000. So what is it that our program requires? 4 years, right from day one, from the first year itself, we have a lot of work integrated learning. It's not only the classroom, and it's not only the lectures and laboratories, there's a lot of interaction with the industry people. We got about 500 hours of compulsory hands-on work integrated learning. And that is how the students and graduates are so much in demand. Our graduates get jobs right away compared to many others because of this lot of involvement of the work integrated. We bring in people from the industry to help train our students doing exactly what they would be doing in the workplace with the new employees. Most of the people who come and work in our labs or provide the work integrated learning, we call them laboratory tutors or demonstrators. Majority of them are actually people who are training the new employees in the industry. They're working in the labs. So that's why the students or the graduates, when they finish, they go out into the workplace, they are work ready. They don't need so much more training. Even on the clinical placement, they will be ready to work. Another important thing about the graduates of the program at Griffith University, we are one of the only, not one of the, we are the only university where our graduates specialize in every discipline. So laboratory medicine, it has got generally 6 major disciplines: clinical biochemistry, hematology, where we talk about the blood, we analyze the blood, red cells, white cells. Clinical biochemistry is looking at the diseases like diabetes and the chemicals in the blood. Microbiology is about looking at what infections we have. And molecular diagnostic, that is the future of laboratory medicine. And we have 4 courses in molecular diagnostics, which people, all the students must complete. And of course, transfusion science, you all know that majority of the people who require blood transfusion, that blood needs to be tested against the donor and with the recipient. So transfusion science is another one. Almost all other universities, students will specialize in any 2 of these disciplines. At Griffith, everybody specializes in all of them. That means it's an intense program, 4 years of intense. However, all the graduates are multidisciplinary, and that's the reason why they can get better jobs, and they are so much in demand. So just quickly go over. We have trimester system, but for medical laboratory science, our program, everybody, all the students have to do 4 courses, and each course, we call them 10 credit point in each trimester. So every year, 4 years, every year 8 courses, and these are just the names that I'm not going to go over, but they have to be done in that particular sequence, in that particular order, because they're prerequisites. So what you learn in the first year, first trimester, that will be related to what you learn in the second year or in second trimester of the first year. So these are the 8 courses in first year. A student must finish all of them, then they go into the second year, and there's another 8 courses. Over here, you will notice in the bottom, there's a free elective. In this program, because the students have to learn or need to specialize in every discipline, we do not have many free electives. There's only one free elective. What free elective means is you guys can pick up, or students can pick up any course anywhere from any university, and that will be credited. And then third year is specialized. This is how we are different from every other university. You can see here there are 8 courses, and you can see there's
Hi, Indu.
Yes.
So sorry for interrupting. I think the slides are stuck. So the accreditation page is showing. Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't moved.
Yeah, so it's been stuck on there.
God, okay, so what can I do? I'm just trying to, because on my screen I can see can I try to, what could I do? Could I send it to you and you
Maybe if you could stop sharing and start it again, maybe it'll show the current slide.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me try. Let me start sharing again. Can you guys see that now? Can you guys see that? Hello?
Hi, yes, you can see your, we can see your screen sharing.
Can you see the third year on the slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me try if I can move it from here. So what I was saying is, before that, the ones that probably you didn't see was, I was just showing the 8 different courses, and I will share these slides with you guys so you can actually share it with the people if they want later on. I was just showing some slides where we were talking about different courses that students have to. And before that, I showed slides about work integrated learning and about where the people can get the job. So this is the third year, and this is something unique for us because this is where you can see 8 courses, and each of them, every student has to successfully complete 2 courses in each discipline, and that's how they specialize in each of them. I'll move it and tell me if you can see the next slide. I've just moved it to the next slide. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay, all right. So that's the 4th year. So this is another something different that we do. In the 4th year, students go on the clinical placement. So they will do full-time, 9 to 5 every day, 11, it's actually 560 hours, 11 weeks in the workplace, and we organize the placements. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on. That's when you are off campus. You will be learning in workplace. And then after you finish that in the first trimester, in the 4th year, you come back to the university and you do the research project, which is what is showing down here, clinical lab-based project. I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. What is flexibility that we give is students can do clinical placement and this research project in whether they want to do it in trimester 1, trimester 2, or trimester 3. So that is how some students can fast track their degree as well if they want, or they can go part-time. Okay, so that's the 4th year program I was talking about. Students have spent 560 continuous hours in the laboratories that we organize for them to go. And most of the clinical placements are in the hospitals, pathologies, and a lot of them are within the Queensland, which is the state where we are in Gold Coast. But we also send some students to other states, Northern Territories, New South Wales, and we have some overseas places. And of course, last 2 years, nobody could go overseas because of the COVID restrictions. But yes, we organize these places and we do support some, we provide financial support a little bit if students have to relocate from their home to go to a different state or a different country. The research project is really special. Again, something only at Griffith we do. And again, that is so much in demand. That's why our students get jobs. Students have to do 2 research projects. They're equivalent to 2 different courses. And one of them is actually 100% self-directed. So that provides the student, that means they have been prepared in last 3 years, 3.5 years so well that they can manage their own project. We do have a supervisor to support them and guide them, but they need to come up with their own project. They need to do it themselves. And it is so much appreciated by the industry as well as by the students. So that's 100% self-directed research project. And the other one is supposed to be a experimental project that they have to do in a lab. We do provide credits for prior learning. So if there are students who are coming straight from school, they'll have to do all 4 years, but there are sometimes students coming who already have a basic degree, a primary degree, something in the health science or biomedical science, but they don't have those specialist courses that they haven't done. So we do give credit. We will accept those courses depending on how similar those courses that the student has already completed in another institution. Are they about 80% similar? Are their learning objectives or learning outcomes similar to us? And sometimes people have diplomas or certificates in either in the laboratory testing or in other medical or health or biomedical science degrees. It depends on, it's one-on-one. We do have quite a few precedents, including from Singapore. We do have 2+2 arrangement as well, but it will depend on individual student and what they've done. We also take into consideration pathology industry experience. We do get people a little bit mature age or those who finish a diploma and then start working in a laboratory for some time. And now after working for some time, they want to upgrade and go into a degree program. We do give them credit for that. Only thing that is important is any courses completed more than 10 years ago, we don't give credit for those ones. And that's all I wanted to talk about. I know we don't have much time because of that little bit of technical glitch, but I'm happy to take any questions. These are, the other thing I wanted to mention by showing this picture here is in the bottom, you can see the 2 students and also the students on the top. These are the students, our students, when they do their research project, whether it is 100% self-directed or they publish it. We have had a student publish a book chapter. We have a number of our 4th year students who have published their research outcome in the journal article. And we also send them to present their work in the conferences, either as a poster, as you can see in these 2 cases in the bottom, or the people who go and do the oral presentation and get the awards for the presentations. And I just wanted to put that, yes, it's very intense, it's hard, and it's not really hard, it's intense, it's a lot of work, but we do have a lot of fun in between as well. And thank you very much. I do have some slides after that just to talk about the Griffith University support for students, but I'm not going to share because probably you already have it from other sources. Here's my email address if anybody wants to get in touch later on, or if you want to have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, I'm looking at the questions here in the chat. Okay, no, there's nothing. Okay, so there's no questions in the chat. Anybody else has any questions? Okay.
Thank you so much, Indu, for your presentation. I think if any other students have any questions, what they can do is you can arrange a meeting with Indu separately So if you have any questions or queries for that, and if you guys need any other counseling, you can go to the main lounge and arrange a session there as well with any of the counselors. For students who want to attend the next webinar would need to exit out of this one and go for the 4 p.m. one after exiting. And thank you so much once again, Indu, for the presentation.
All right, I'll stop sharing here and I'll continue talking to. I've got a question here from somebody.